Can we make it 3 days in a row? Or is it asking too much? Time will tell, yet there's only 2 hours left. So, starting a little bit later, we're going to make it a shorter stream. Had okay positioning at the very beginning of the server reset, which was at 4 p.m. Eastern. Again, we have 2 hours remaining till 12 a.m. Eastern, which is the next server reset time or tsunami. We're under 100, so pretty decent. Yesterday and the day before, so 2 days in a row, we were lucky enough to see a decent amount of gameplay. The first day was an hour and a half. Yesterday was about an hour. A little bit of scuff involved. Couldn't pull out our phone. And I think that was also causing some issues with accessing the ATM and my account. But still, had some fun. Got to learn a little bit on there. Got to set up a few things. Did a little bit of troubleshooting. So we should be actually kind of prepared to not kind of mess around with any key bindings or any audio things. We should be ready and prepared to jump right in whenever our next time into the server is. Will it be today? 2 hours, less than 2 hours remaining until that server reset, which is at 12 a.m. Hoping for lucky number 3. That would be 3 days in a row of getting in. We're under 100, so relatively speaking, it's a pretty good position. But yesterday and today, comparatively, we were under 100 for the majority of the server reset. So the majority of that 8 hours or 7 hours till we got in. And we are just breaking through under the 100 seat pretty recently. So 2 hours remaining. Will it move fast enough and steady enough to get us all the way in, or will we be kind of stagnant here, chilling? I'm hesitant to say, just because we've had 2 days of really good luck, and again, both of those days, for the majority of our time in the queue, we were actually under 100. So we just broke through that line now. So we shall see if luck is on our hand for the 3rd day in a row. Let's see if we can do it. But yeah, for the time being, we'll turn up a little bit of music. We'll relay some information based on my own experience and what I've found from people who've chimed in, and just kind of, I guess, doing our own little research here since the server has came out. That's 18 days ago. So just a little bit of recap before we'll give more details as time goes on. Today we'll be talking a little bit more today, since we're going to make it a shorter stream. But we have been trying to get into the server for at least one server reset time since the server came out, since the NoPixel public server came out. That's 18 days ago. So we've been trying at least once a day. Those server reset times happen at 12 a.m. So right at the turn of the day, Eastern. 12 a.m., 8 a.m., 4 p.m., all Eastern Standard Time. So if you're not on that Eastern Standard Time zone, bring out your world clock, figure the equivalent out, because if you have 0 priority, these times are your best opportunity to get a decent initial position into the server, and then you got to really hang on for dear life to see if you can retain that position and steadily make it all the way down to 0 within that 8-hour time period. So yeah, it's a mad dash and a little bit of luck every 8 hours to see if you can make it in. There are 5 priorities. Those priorities are currently, as far as I know, completely sold out. So if you do not have priority, you are stuck just like myself and the 359 people chilling in the queue right now, waiting, pleading, hoping to maybe get to see the streets of Los Santos today. Let me take a step back here. Some of those people probably do have priority, but yeah, for the majority of people, if you missed your opportunity to buy that priority or you didn't even know it was out there, your best chance of getting in is knowing when those server reset times happen. And once more, those happen at 12 a.m., 8 a.m., and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we've been trying at least one of those times since the server came out. And I'm not drawing any conclusions, but for the most part, it has been easier to get in since day one. The first week, first 7 days, we saw very little progress in the queue. Regardless of where our positioning was, we pretty much just kind of hung out in that number for 8 hours. The following week, day 7 or day 8 through 14, a little bit more progress, still struggle, still a uphill battle to get into the queue, but we did see the connecting screen, the starting montage, the train station 4 times in that second week. So yeah, we had like a maximum on one of those days, a 5-minute time play to just kind of go through the character creation and yeah, get through the connection screen. So again, not much progress. And then really on kind of like the start of week 3, essentially over this weekend, we were able to actually see an hour and a half of gameplay and an hour of gameplay, which happened yesterday and the day before. Both of those, we were under 100 pretty much for the entire 8 hours or 7 hours until we actually connected and got to play. So take all that as you will. This is our own experience, and hopefully you can learn a little bit. We'll be going through some of the tier priorities and kind of our theory behind if and when they'll open up next. As we go deeper and closer to the next server reset time. But hopefully, maybe, fingers and toes crossed here, maybe, just maybe, we can actually connect and see a little bit of gameplay tonight before that server reset, which happens in less than 2 hours at 12 a.m. Eastern. So with that, I'll turn up our funky jams a little bit while we're hanging on tight here, digging in deep to see if we can just maybe make it in. So yeah, feel free to jump in and ask any questions if you are curious about what our journey has been like, and if you have had any similar experiences or your own journey since the server came out, whether you have priority or not, we'd love to hear it. So let us know what it's been like for you. All right, wish us luck as we go forward and see if we can get in tonight.
You have reached the voicemail box of
Kino.
Just wait for the tone. The person you're trying to reach is not available right now. If you need further assistance, enter pound now. Please leave your name, number, and a message after the tone. Goodbye.
It's not exactly clear whether they even truly exist or could be shown to in the physical universe. If they do, if one day physics finds a use for them, that's great. But if not, that's great too. That would mean that we have, with this brain,
In a writer, I'm looking for somebody who brings everything to the table. You know, who brings the heart, who brings their vision, and particularly who bring their brain to the table. So that they're aware of what they're doing and they're making conscious choices. I don't have a lot of patience for people who feel like they're downloading from the cosmos. You know, just like, that's how it came out. And okay, great, now let's make it better. But, you know, just writing from a place of understanding rather than from a place of fear, where you're just grateful for any idea that comes along and you don't want to change it because you don't know how. You know, it's not about the ideas, it's about how you support the ideas.
One hour left, less than 1 hour, and really just been hovering around this number here. Not too bad, but definitely not getting as much gameplay as we got yesterday, and especially the day before. Will we make it in at all? Nah, I don't know. There's definitely a lot of drop off that tends to happen within the last hour, more than other hours. That risk assessment, or the just general assessment of how long you've been waiting versus how much gameplay you can actually get, may weigh a little heavier on certain people waiting in the queue. So we shall see if we make any progress with 54 minutes left until the server resets. And yeah, I guess the question at this point is, if we get in, how much time will we have? And yeah, what can we get up to if we do get in there? And I guess before we even get there, will we get in at all? Still is the question up in the air. Less than an hour left until the server resets. We will talk more about the server reset times as we approach that. We're going to see if we actually make it in first. But yeah, as we approach that server reset time, I'll explain some of the details, some of my findings from the last 18 days since the NoPixel public server has launched. And we'll talk about our experience with zero priority, what it's been like, have we been able to get in, is it possible, how easy is it, and will it be easier going forward? That is the experiment that we are on. That is the road that we've decided to take. So join us and see what it's like. And yeah, we will definitely try to see what our initial positioning can be, so we can have a little bit more of a conversation around what is a good positioning on those server resets, and how exactly you should be kind of getting in, when exactly you should be getting in after those server reset times happen. So yeah, join us if you're interested and want to learn more and see if it is possible. But yeah, for now, we're going to just kind of hang tight and see with our fingers, toes, and, you know, do a lucky dance here to see if we can make it in with less than an hour to go until the server resets, which is at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, we just just hit 100 or just broke through 100 within the last hour or so. So steadily decreasing, start at about 150 or so at the very beginning. So you can see it takes a long time, and it is hard to say how quickly or slowly you're going to move in the queue. But yeah, again, as we get approacher to that reset time, we'll discuss a little bit more what our experience has been like and what a good positioning is. But let's hang tight and let's see if we can make it in today.
Out from the deep well where it slumbered. the tiny points of light, suspended in unyielding darkness.
most people are creative in one way or the other. A lot of people feel like they have a book in them, or they have a song in them, or they have a TV show idea. And you can sit around and talk about that all you want. But until it is actually reality, it doesn't count. know, I mean, when I was younger, I don't know how many songs I half wrote, but never quite finished, and never finished recording or never even started recording. And no one knows that those songs existed. So it kind of doesn't count until you finish it and then put it out into the world. Now, I'm not saying put crap out into the world, but there comes a time when finishing and moving on, I think, is vital. Otherwise, you're just holding on to all of these old works. And I think if you want to grow as any sort of creative person, you need to finish things. That cliche of art is not finished, it's abandoned. Yes, it can always be better. But you have to finish and you have to put it out, because otherwise you're just the guy talking about your art and you're not the guy doing it. You get better by doing it, finishing it, learning from that process, and moving on to the next thing.
approaching 5 minutes left, as well as breaking the threshold of single digits. So, yeah, well, we may make it in, but we'll have a few minutes to spare. I wonder if it's even enough to get into something. We'll see if our phone works when we get in. That wasn't working yesterday when we were there, so we shall see just exactly what we can get up to in 4-5 minutes time, if we make it in at all. That you can see that the queue tends to really linger around certain numbers and really fluctuate up and down, so we shall see. But we are in the single digits. I'm assuming we're gonna probably remain in the single digits for the next 5 minutes or less, because we may actually get in for just a few minutes here. We won't compare, or we won't put it to the same caliber as yesterday and the day before, because we had quite a bit of luck with a hour of gameplay yesterday and an hour and a half of gameplay the day before. So obviously we're not going to get that much gameplay, not nearly close to it, but does look like we might make it in for a minute or two, literally right before tsunami. So let's see what we can get up to. If we can make it in and see if there's enough time, I'm gonna run to the bank, take out money, and then maybe either change our outfit or change our hair. That's what we tried to do yesterday, and our phone was not working, and then we got robbed, and then we were not able to take out any money at any ATM. We kept on getting an error. It was like we were in real life. We just kept on getting a random error at an ATM. Yeah, it's annoying. And it was annoying. But despite that, we did get an hour of gameplay out of it. So, yeah. We're at 2 with 3 minutes left. Oh, 3 and 3. So hanging on to see if we can make it in. Yeah, it's one of those weird, awkward times where it's like, oh, there's like, what can we even do? That's not even enough time. I don't have any lockpicks either, so I don't have any way of stealing a car as soon as I get in there, even if I want to just kind of speed run it to a store or a barber shop. I can't even. I don't have lockpicks to do it. So we shall see what we can do. Maybe there's a bike laying outside our apartment when we get in. Maybe. Just maybe. 2 and 2. Position 2 in the queue with 2 minutes left until the server resets. We're connecting. Another really awkward time frame of connecting. And just for full context, our initial positioning was around 150-ish. So that is where we were initially at the beginning of the server reset time, which was at 4 p.m. Eastern. And now we are here. Made it in with literally 1 minute to spare. This is we've actually have hit this a few times with literally 1 or 2 minutes to spare. So we're on the train station. We did make it in. And yeah, it's literally our head is about to pop. Let's go to the bus station here and see if we can get anywhere. All right. So 3 days in a row, we can officially say that we made it in. You know, we don't have much time left here. We're literally like seconds away from the server reset. So I'm scrambling right now. I don't have any lock picks or anything. Yep, I don't have any lock picks. Let's see if I can pull up my phone though. Nope. Can't pull up my phone again because the server is just about to reset. So there you have it. Yeah, a little bit of a shorter stream today. Uh, made it in with literally 1 minute. We won't count that, but it does go to show you that pretty much if you are over 100, your chances of getting in for any substantial amount of gameplay is very slim. Very slim. That being said, if you have, you know, somewhere around 100 or better yet, less than 100, you are actually looking at a pretty good chance at getting in with a substantial amount of gameplay. Substantial to me is what we've achieved so far yesterday and the day before, which might not seem like much, but yesterday was an hour of gameplay and the day before was about an hour and a half of gameplay. So again, that may not seem like much to you, especially in the comparison of waiting 7 hours or 6.5 hours in the queue waiting to get in, but that is the experiment and the road that we've decided to travel on since the server came out 18 days ago. It's a public server, anybody can join, but as you can see, there are several caveats and factors that have to play in when it comes to joining the server. Obviously, you have to have the right specs, and we're on PC. You have to have the 5M client, all of those things, and the requirements of playing like GTA. So, you know, not crazy requirements when it comes to your computer specs. Bandwidth actually might be more of a concern. Your internet speed might actually be more of a factor than your actual computer specs. That being said, the server just reset 2 minutes ago. Those server resets happen at 12 a.m., 8 a.m., and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, also known as tsunamis. That is a reset. Everybody, including myself, gets booted from the server, and it is a mad dash for everybody. It's a scramble to get back into the queue or get back into the city. And your ability to get in and play is based on the queue here, and it is based on priority. I'm gonna close this down for just a minute. We have about 7 minutes, which I'll explain in a minute here. When it comes to zero priority. But so we are waiting for our opportunity to get in, like I said, at those server reset times, which happen 3 times a day. Everybody is booted from the server. Everybody has a chance to get back in. There are 5 priority seating available. Well, hang on. There are 5 priority seating. They are currently sold out. They are not available anymore, but there are 5 different tiers that you will, you know, that they'll get priority, obviously, over you if you do not have priority of getting into the server, which is happening right now. The first 10 minutes or so, at least based on my experience, has been completely shut down for zero priority, and it's, I assume, giving opportunity for anybody with those 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 priority. Now, some of those priorities may not even have to wait much at all, so they don't have to worry about these server reset times. They know how long they can be in the queue, or generally speaking, they know how long it takes them to wait in the queue, so they can just hop on and plan their day around that. But for zero priority, it has been a journey since the beginning of the server launch. It has been really tough to get in at the very beginning. Obviously, it's still very popular, still very new. So, it is tough to get in. But I am here to say that if you are wondering if it is possible for zero priority to get in and play, I'm here to tell you that it absolutely 100% is. We have proof. Yesterday and the day before, we did make it in with a substantial or a decent, whatever you want to consider it. We got to play. We got to play in the server, and we do not have priority. Now, what has it taken for us personally? Again, we've tried at least one server reset time every single day since the server came out. So we've been pretty persistent on just trying to see what it is like for zero priority, if it's possible. Is it calming down at all? And I don't want to draw any conclusions, but generally speaking, it has calmed down. We saw zero activity in the first week, barely even movement in the queue. Second week, we had a very similar situation to what we saw today, which is minutes to spare, 5 minutes at most of getting in. So, we got to create our character for the most part and flip through some of the outfits and explore that. Rushed, very rushed in that first week. And then, pretty much the turn of week 3, which is what we're into right now on day 18. Yes, we did get in. Ace Voltage, yeah. So, we got in for just a minute today, but our initial positioning was at about 150-ish. But yeah, yesterday and the day before, we did get in. Yesterday, we had a little bit of scuff to deal with. Our phone, our ATM, the ATMs were having a little bit of weirdness. But we actually did see a little bit of an hour, a bit of an hour of gameplay yesterday. The day before, we saw about an hour and a half of gameplay. So it is possible. It is calming down since the launch of the server. We're a few minutes away from being able to get into this next server reset. I'm probably not going to hang out for another 8 hours. We did hang out for the last one. Zero prio. Yep, we are on a zero prio, no priority journey here. Really just kind of seeing if it's possible. We've mostly been tapping this time frame that we just surpassed, so the 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 12 a.m. But we did try a few different times over the weekend. It's a little bit easier for us to spend time in the wee hours of the night. But yes, yesterday and the day before, we had a decent amount of gameplay. So, not too bad. Liam, thank you. Thanks for jumping in. Yeah, so for 10 minutes or so, what we've found is that you can't get into the queue. It's a kind of a weird thing. I think it is based on that priority. I think the first 10 minutes are just kind of allowing everybody to get in. We had one chatter a few days ago who gave us some information that they had tier 2, and they generally wait about an hour and 45 minutes. So, they might also be trying, those tier 1s and tier 2s, and maybe even tier 3s, might also trying to get in right at those server reset times, just again to kind of get that initial better time. So yeah, for 10 minutes, you won't see, you'll just kind of get the server is full general error. So yeah. Oh yeah, and so Ace, I'm glad you bring that up. Ace is saying that tier 2 people wait 5 minutes, and yeah, I would love to hear from people now. This was about probably a week ago, so I'd love to see if it is calming down, not only for zero priority, but if it's calming down for tier 1 and tier 2 as well. And I bet that all comes down to when exactly you're jumping in. If you are getting in right at the server reset time, you probably have a much better chance of seeing a shorter wait time than that. But yeah, we had one person kind of jump in and say that it was about an hour and 45 minutes is what they're generally looking at. Yeah, when the server came out, we definitely saw a lot more activity on there from some of the whitelist streamers. So I don't know 100%, but I would assume a lot of the weight on the server and those prios probably came a lot from that. So yeah, if they're not playing as much on the public server, yeah, that's definitely calming down. Surprisingly enough, I thought the weekends would be tougher. I thought more people would be on, and it would just be tougher to get in. But those have actually been the times that we've had the best luck of kind of getting in. Now, again, take that with a grain of salt because we've literally only seen 2 days of a decent amount of gameplay, and our top time is an hour and a half. So take all of that with a grain of salt. Yes, yeah. We were playing with somebody the other day from I think it was 5 a.m. their time, so it was looking a little bit better for them. I think they waited a little bit less. I'm tempted right now, so yeah, I just jumped in as well. I'm tempted because under 100 is pretty good. 53 is still a really good spot though. I can honestly tell you, and yeah, let me take a step back here from my experience as well. Give it an hour or so to calm down, which we're probably going to do as well here before I decide if we will kind of hang out. It's late for me, so I'm going to see if if our position stays. We're right on the cusp here of what we've seen as good, but yeah, I would say under 100 is a really good positioning. And yeah, for the most part, I don't even like to say what I'm at for the first like 30 to 40 minutes or so, because you can just see how crazy it is. Again, some of those prios are probably not jumping on as quickly as we are, so they can kind of jump in anytime. But yeah, lots of crazy stuff can happen in 8 hours too. Yep, that sounds about right. Yeah, I don't think we have always tried to get in right at the very beginning of the tsunamis ourselves. And yeah, I think yesterday and today we were under 100 at the very beginning of the queue. I think we were like 75 both days. And the first 4 hours we barely saw any movement at all in our positioning. We just kind of like hung out at that same number for the first 4 hours, so half of the entire server reset time. And then yeah, it kind of started to move in the last half an hour. One thing that I will mention as well that we've seen just a handful of times, that's really tricky, is there's been a few times where we didn't have any indication that we lost connection. It was just, this was not moving, the animal was not moving, the number wasn't moving, and most importantly, the time didn't add up to how long we were waiting. And those are obviously the trickiest to catch, because you just have to notice like, oh wait, something's not right, this time doesn't add up. Obviously, when you get a big blatant error on the screen, it's apparent, you know that it's happening, and you do have a window of opportunity to get back in and retain your position. But yeah, a handful of times we ran into it where we didn't have any indication. I'm just like, oh, this time does not add up to how long we've been waiting. And, you're kind of left to manually cancel and rejoin, which inevitably, unless you catch it really quickly, will kick you all the way back to the end of the queue, which is always a bummer if you've been waiting for a really, really long time. Oh, thank you so much, Ace Voltage, for giving that info. That was something that I was actually wondering about, is if they had something about AFK. Somebody, kind of chimed in the other day and was saying, oh, there's somebody who just kind of sits there and waits. I'm like, how can you blame somebody when you've been waiting, 6 hours, 5 hours to get in the queue, and life happens. So yeah, that's good to know. So it does seem like they have something to prevent against AFK if you're kind of sitting and taking up a spot, I say with quotation marks. Interesting. So very good to know. Yeah, so you're just hanging out on the train station, and yeah, if there was no action, it just kind of held. Oh man, that's such a. Yeah, we've gotten a few situations where we've gotten really, really far and got booted. The other day, I think we went like 5 or 6 hours before we got a big old error and zeroed out and got all the way back to the very end of the queue. It's such a bummer because you don't want to sit there and watch your computer like a hawk, because you know you obviously 8 hours is a lot of time in the day, so you want to be able to do things and plan around it. But yeah, you walk away for a second, and that's most likely the time that you're going to run into a disconnection or something like getting in. We had yesterday the day before, we had a scenario where we just jumped 100 seats all of a sudden. We just shot 100 seats, and we were like, oh, okay, we'll take it. And it kind of retained that positioning too. So I'm sure people, a lot of people got booted from the server and the queue, maybe. Lots of head pop, maybe. I wasn't really seeing if more people were experiencing it, but I took it as a win for sure. So lots of crazy stuff. Yeah, the first week, I think the first couple days, there was like, yeah, 1,600. I don't think I saw or broke like 900, I think was like our best number. And for the most part, in the first week that we were trying this, whatever number we came in at the queue was pretty much what we stayed at for literally the 8 hours of the rest of the server reset. Second week, we saw a little bit of progress, not much. We got to like the character creation screen, and yeah, this week has been a little bit better. So yeah, like you said, I think it's calming down a little bit. I think a lot of the big streamers that have been kind of hyping it up are starting to not play as much on the public server. So we'll see as time goes by if it's getting easier and easier. Yeah, you gotta take those wins when they come up, man, for sure. You just gotta hang on for dear life as soon as you get into the queue, and then hope and pray, cross all your fingers and toes that the next 8 hours are good to you when it comes to the zero prio situation. And we don't plan on getting any prio. We've committed to this journey. I dug myself a big old hole that I can't get out of now, of just kind of testing the server with zero prio. But the other day, right around my 14th or 15th day streaming, we did go into the store and we did attempt to get a tier 5 added to our cart, which was right around the 15-day subscription that the tier 5s are. And we were able to add a tier 5 to our cart. So and they're no longer there. They're all sold out again. So my theory is that tier 1 through 4, as they hit the 30-day marks, some of the people that may have unsubscribed, or maybe even possibly some of the people that got banned already, we should see some of those seats potentially open up. So we'll be tracking that and trying to provide that information as we can if people are interested in potentially getting one of those priority seating. So we'll be trying to keep that information going as we receive it. It sucks to be in those positions. That's why I'm so hesitant even right now. I'm like under 100, and yesterday and the day before we had good luck being in a position under 100. But yeah, it's like way too early to sit here and be like, oh, we're gonna get in. So totally, I'm with you. Yeah, it's definitely affordable, you know, the especially the lower ones on there. I'm not surprised that they sold out of all the priorities. So yeah, we'll be definitely keeping an eye on that. I really do think around the like 29 or 30 day mark of the server launch, we'll be seeing some of those tiers open back up for a lot of reasons. People probably didn't realize that it was a subscription base when they first bought it. People probably just already canceled it just because they didn't plan on spending more than a month time on it. I don't know. Maybe people are upset about how long they're actually waiting in the queue too. So you never know. But we shall see. And as we come across those tiers, if we're able to add them into the store, we definitely will. Yeah, it sounds Ace. It sounds like you're getting some great numbers on there. The other factor I wonder about is like, does internet speed have anything to do with it, or are you just getting that click right at the right moment at those server reset times? It's a good question, but yeah, that's got to be crazy to be down in the lower numbers and just be sitting there and staring at it for so long, man. I'd have to check it right now and get out of the screen here, but in my area, I do pay for the highest amount that I possibly can. I won't say my internet provider or say anything about them without molding. So, but yeah, I pay for the highest speed that I possibly can for my internet in my current area. So take that with a grain of salt. Thanks for chiming in, by the way. That's a lot of information for us. We love when we hear some other perspectives of what people are dealing with when it comes to the wait times, their priority, and yeah, always good to hear the other perspectives. And yeah, good to know that people are also on this journey with us too. Feel free to provide any info in here. Yeah, the video on demands will be here, so it'd be great if I can definitely kind of, mention the video on demand, and I will definitely absolutely use any information for sure. Yeah, feel free to keep going in the chat. We'd be happy to have any information, because yeah, everything that I'm pretty much explaining is all my own perspective on it, my own journey through this, and yeah, I'll be kind of plugging people as they provide information along the way. And yeah, we've only gotten a few people that have kind of chimed in and given us their 2 cents and what they've experienced. I really want to get somebody with tier 5 or tier 4, even if it's anonymously, to let me know kind of what it's like for them and how easy it is to get in. But if tier 1 and tier 2 aren't waiting too long, I can imagine they get right in. Oh yeah, Liam, if you got booted and you're back at like the 300, you're probably not getting in. I hate to be like the bearer of bad news on that, but yeah, for the most part, if you want to see a substantial amount of gameplay, pretty much under 100 is kind of what you got to thrive for in the initial position. And even then, you're looking at 8 hours of really hanging on and hoping that you don't get disconnected. So thank you, Liam. Yeah, follow along. We'll be giving as much information as we can, and keep chiming in and give us information and let us know as it goes. Maybe we'll even see you on the streets of Los Santos one day. You never know. You never know. And absolutely take Ace's advice as well too. You never know when people are gonna drop out. Both of us, it sounds like, have seen like 100 spots just kind of jump here and there. So yeah, you never really know, but yeah, definitely kind of have something to do in the background. It sounds like it might be pretty early for you, so if you have the time and you can kind of keep an eye on your computer, then it could be worth it. But yeah, definitely take a nap or something. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, I think it was I can't remember if it was yesterday or the day before. They're all the days are blurring together. 18 days in a row now are blurring together, trying the same thing. But yeah, we saw, I think it was yesterday, we had like 150, and then all of a sudden, like, boom, we were under 100, and it was pretty early on, which is key. If you have a low number early on, yeah, you have a really good chance of getting in. So yeah, stick it out and see if you can make it in there. But yeah, if you don't see progress, if you don't see any movement, then yeah, we all have to make that kind of assessment as it goes later on of how long we've been waiting versus how long you can actually play in there. It's a tough one. It's a tough position to be in. Oh, interesting. Oh, so if I would have kept that tier 5 in my cart, I probably would have blocked it from someone. Um, so yeah, if you go as fast as possible, get the prio into your cart. No one else can buy that prio. He said you can even send your cart link to a friend and they can buy it for you. All right. Interesting. All right. So yeah, that I guess that makes sense that the inventory would take it if it's in the cart. But that is good knowledge to know. Yeah, yeah, that is good to know. So it kind of reserves it because it's in the cart, waiting, giving you an opportunity for you to buy it. I wonder how long it would have remained in the cart before it was like, hey, sorry, kicking it back. But that is really good information to know. So yeah, if you're like right on the cuff of a paycheck or something, and you're waiting for that day to turn over, maybe, just maybe, you can add it to your cart and pay for it a few days later. Great knowledge. Thank you, Ace. Haven't gotten too much information on tier 1, Liam. We had one gentleman, but it was about a week ago, so even a week from today could be completely different scenario. It has been for us, to be honest. But yeah, tier 2 was waiting about an hour and 45 minutes on general, but Ace gave us some information that if they're quick enough, I would assume right around the server reset time, they can get in with like 5 minutes to spare. So but yeah, we'll be kind of tracking that as we go too. Hopefully, we get some more information from some of the tier 1s and tier 2s, and seeing how it is for them. But yeah, it sounds like it's even calming down for them. Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Yep, yep. Tier 5 is the top. Yeah, it's kind of backward. It should actually be tier 1 is the best, but it actually goes the exact opposite on there. In fact, for the time being, since we have a little bit of time while I'm debating whether or not our number is going to be good or not, I'll actually pull up the tier amounts right now. Although you guys sound pretty knowledgeable, you probably know where to find all this sort of stuff on the store yourself. But yeah, there's 5 tiers. No, apparently it wants me to log in really quick. Tier 5 is on a 15-day subscription, so just keep that in mind if you're interested in that. That one's on a 15-day subscription. Tier 1 through 4 are all on 30-day subscriptions, so still have a little bit of time before we approach the 30-day mark, which I assume may open up some of those positions. Three hours of play? I'll see. We'll definitely hang on for a little bit longer and see if we can get in. Oh, my store is having trouble, I guess. You're probably right, only because it is the middle of the night for myself, and most of the United States, or at least on the East Coast, it is getting later and later in the night. So yeah, there's probably, as what do they call it, the degen hours is approaching, or I guess we're in it right now. So yeah, we definitely could get a little bit more gameplay. We'll see if I am willing to actually stay up in the middle of the night. Tonight might not be my night for that. But yeah, you're probably right. These hours are probably the best time to actually get in, if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of sleep to get in. We did hang out for the previous 8 hours of the server reset, and got in for literally 1 minute. So we'll see if we can hang on tight here. Yep, definitely degen hours at this point. High hundreds and 3 hours. And and Ace, that's at this current one. Yeah, see, that's what you have to kind of deal with is how much time you actually want to stay up and get in there. But yeah, obviously, if you want a substantial amount of gameplay and you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of sleep, and you don't have anything going on the next day, I guess that is absolutely 100% your best play on there. I myself, I do enjoy my sleep, but I am definitely going to be trying this server reset time a little bit more on the weekends, which I guess kind of negates trying and getting the best chance because the weekdays are probably when this is the easiest time. But yeah, we shall see. Yep, exactly. Yeah, see, that's another factor that plays in. Not only do you play with the factor of getting in a good initial time at the server reset time, and hopefully getting in, in in that 8 hour time frame. But yeah, also the time of day and when people have the time to do it. Exactly. So weekends will definitely be worse when it comes to that. Surprisingly enough, though. Now, again, this is kind of at this time that we've been tapping, the 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, has been the best chance for us on the weekends. It's kind of crazy. We've actually had the best luck on the weekends in that 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time block. So interesting. I don't know what conclusion to draw on that one. I think we still need a little bit more time of this experiment to see what we can make of that. But yeah, it's been a journey since the server came out. Thank you again for providing all of this information. We definitely are going to hang out for a little bit longer to see, just to see if it calms down. It's moving a little bit, so. Yeah, the number on the queue is seems to be a little bit smaller right now too, so that's always a good sign. Exactly. Yep. Normally you're seeing at like a 400, 500 range. So yeah, this second number can actually give you a good indicator of how many people are kind of waiting in there with you. So yeah, we shall see. Great info. Yeah, especially when we see some of the whitelist streamers. It doesn't even have to be X. It can be some other ones too that jump on and automatically you just see like no stagnant. You just are completely stagnant in the queue when that happens. So not surprising at all. It's a popular server to begin with, but obviously it's gonna get even crazier at those times when a lot of people wanna get on there and play with certain people. All right, so Ace thinks that we'll have a plenty of gameplay. We're gonna hang tight to see if our positions, and then I'll be making the assessment here in a little bit if I hang out or if I give my position up to somebody else. Like I said, it's a little bit later for me. We hung out for the last server reset time, 8 hours in the server reset, and we had 1 minute of gameplay. So, yeah, it's, honestly, an hour doesn't seem like a lot to people, but we took it as a win yesterday. An hour and a half the day before, again, doesn't seem like a lot. We really, you find out how quickly an hour and a half goes by once you get in there, just because we were barely able to accomplish too much in that hour and a half. Just kind of figuring out the mechanics and getting used to it. Figuring out my audio for a minute took some time. So yeah, an hour and a half went by super fast. So yeah, take that all with a grain of salt. You may not seem like an hour and a half or 3 hours is enough, but yeah, an hour was a win for us, at least at the journey in comparison to the journey that we've been on since the server came out. Oh, oh, Streamlabs didn't like that, I guess. Auto moderator, apologize for that. No, it blocked it. Oh wait, I can see it. I can see it. I do have things planned tomorrow, and I actually have things planned early in the morning, so I really have to make that assessment. But yeah, you're totally right. We and the other reason why I probably will not retain it is we are doing this every single day, at least one server reset time. So yeah, we will definitely be back tomorrow. Maybe at the same one, the 4 p.m. Eastern one. Maybe a little bit earlier. We normally like to connect and kind of see where our positioning is. And although we did hang out for 12 hours yesterday, I had a 12-hour stream yesterday where we, again, only saw about an hour of gameplay. So yeah, it's been a journey, but we have been on this journey every day since the server reset time. So still going to make that assessment. It's been a shorter stream for us today. But again, yeah, we don't have much going on when we're just staring at the queue other than just cranking some tunes and hanging out with chat. So Ace, you're definitely gonna make it in there. So for sure, I may even just hang on for you, but we'll see if I can make it any longer, if my free will, if my strong will can make it. Dang, your first time getting in was for 3 hours. That's pretty awesome. I was pumped about seeing an hour and a half. So yeah, if I got in at 3 hours on my first one, I would have been pretty surprised and blown away by that one. That's awesome. I got you, bro. I understand. Well, yeah. If yeah, all my luck is good going towards you, whether I stay or not. I don't think you'll have any problems getting in based on your positioning there. But yeah, just in case, all my good vibes and good luck is going towards you in this server reset time for the next 7 hours and 30 minutes. All of it's going to you, man, my man. Thanks again for hanging out. I'm gonna turn up the music for a little bit. I'm gonna step away for just a minute or two. I'll be back. We're gonna turn up the music, and yeah, we'll see if our positioning is going. I'm gonna make that assessment to see if I hang out in the queue or not. But thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you, Liam, for the follow. It's been a blast with you guys for the last few minutes or so since the server reset. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be back in just a few minutes.
all have future pants. They're pants we're going to wear tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. And the day after that. And the day after that. I guess we all have future pants. They're pants we're going to wear tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. And the day after that.
We are approaching about 1 hour in since the server reset, or since Tsunami. And we're looking at a pretty good spot. Got some great info from some people today in the chat. We appreciate that. Definitely sounds like this server reset time from the 12 a.m. to the 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be one of your best ones to get in. Thank you, Ace. Yeah, that's what we've come to find. We're going to hang on for a little bit longer and see if we get a chance. It's getting pretty late for us, so we'll probably be giving up our spot, but we definitely will be planning to kind of take advantage of this time frame, this 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. time frame, going forward soon. The easiest one for us, obviously, is the 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. Eastern Standard. Our character name in the game, his name is August Fish. So yeah, maybe we can find August on the streets of Los Santos one day soon. We've gotten to we met one character who we hung out with for about an hour and a half a few days ago. Got a hunting rifle, got some ammo, got up to no good. All right. I will remember that. Michael Gray. I will remember that. I'll look for you on the streets. I'll look you up at City Hall when I'm in. Yeah, super excited. It definitely seems like it is getting a little bit easier to get in just based on our own experience in the last 18 days since the server came out. So yeah, got a little bit of luck in the past 2 days. Got a little gameplay in there. Got to set up our key bindings a little bit. Got to, figure out some of the game controls firsthand, which was nice. All right, Michael Gray, we'll be looking out for you, man. We'll be looking out for you. Yeah, we are August Fish is our name in character. We'll keep an eye out for you. Our zero priority people got to stick together, right? But yeah, it's been honestly, even an hour and a half doesn't seem like much, but it was a blast. It definitely the NoPixel bug definitely bit me. I remember as soon as the tsunami occurred and I got kicked off, I had a list of things. I was like, oh, I didn't get to do this and this and this. All these things kind of piled on. So it's very easy to get caught up, even in just the little things that you can do on the server. And we, again, barely did anything. An hour and a half is nothing in how much gameplay you can actually get done on this server. So definitely looking forward. We have a long journey ahead of us, most likely, as we keep going and tapping it. But it definitely does seem like zero priority is getting a little bit easier. We go right from the NoPixel forum page is where we connect through. So yeah, I think I've heard some issues of people kind of going right from let's hear a tip. Yeah, I've heard people having issues going right from like the 5M page. Sometimes we'll even get just like a server requesting variable error or something like that. But yeah, we normally go right from the forum page on NoPixel. All right, hang tight. Let me check it out here. I see you. I'm watching. Yeah. I got you. Yep. That's exactly where we go as well. Yeah. I think in the first couple days, I think we were seeing on like the Discord, and I guess it's a little bit of info for people who want more info. If you go to the public Discord, it is a little unruly, so I'll definitely preference that. It is a little chaotic in there occasionally, so keep an eye out for that. But you can ask some specific questions on there. I gotcha. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, good info all around. No, I forgot to turn the music back up for here. Thank you again for that info, Ace. That is good knowledge to take forward.